We're going to talk about the most watched series on streaming. What are people watching on streaming?
Right now?
2023. The entire year of 2023. If I was to say shows on streaming, what do you think was the number one watched show on streaming services last year? On all the streaming services. What do you think the number one show was?
Like, I don't know. Star Trek?
No.
Yellowstone?
No.
Big Bang Theory?
Well, maybe. You're getting closer. Believe it or not, here's the list. I got the top 10 most viewed, and some of them are in the 67 billion views kind of thing. So number one was Suits.
Get out of here.
Yeah, number one streaming, because Netflix has been really pushing it, if you noticed, it the last few years.
I know, but that's an old show.
It's like 10 seasons or something like that, and you also have the Meghan Markle effect there because of the royalty stuff going on, and she was in the news and all that. Maybe that drawed attention to it.
But people follow her?
It's the number one. No, not necessarily. Well, she's a pretty woman, but the show itself is good.
Oh, it was fine, but like if I'm thinking of the top 25 shows of the last 20 years, it's not Suits.
Well, guess what? Suits is number one. Then, one you didn't even know existed, Bluey, the Disney animated one. NCIS, the original NCIS.
Still.
Grey's Anatomy. Then Cocomelon, another, I think it's another cartoon character. Okay. Big Bang Theory. Gilmore Girls, Friends, Heartland, and Supernatural.
Oh, I can understand Supernatural. It's one of the greatest shows I've ever made.
People love Heartland too. People love Grey's Anatomy who watch that. The Gilmore Girls for young teenagers and women, they love that show.
So yes, I know they have an advantage because they have their complete library out there for
hundreds of
to watch.
episodes.
Yeah, minutes upon minutes, hours. Okay, and newer things being created don't have that catalog for people to watch. But the newer things being created should have the buzz to get everybody watching right now.
Yep, but if you can, like, if you're talking over the course of a year, when you go back, are you going back to watch season 2 of Mandalorian? Probably not. Many people.
I'm not going back, but I'm not going back to a 20-year-old show to watch the whole thing. Grey's Anatomy?
Well, I'll tell you, last year I've watched Big Bang Theory, I've watched Friends, and I've watched NCIS, and I've watched Suits. And they're all shows I've seen before. I've rewatched them. I just rewatched Avatar again, just because the series was coming out, and I felt like watching it again. I have not yet gone back and watched a single episode of The Mandalorian. I'll never go back and watch Boba Fett. I'll never go back and watch Hawkeye. Right? Like...
No, but...
Like...
Here's the thing. Like, Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Okay. Better Call Saul is coming near the end of its run. But, like, it's fairly recent.
Yeah.
And it's hot off the shoes of Breaking Bad, which was epic.
Yeah.
So you would think that people would be interested in watching that show. Like, all the people, they're growing up watching that show. They're not, in my mind, I can't conceive of them going back and watching a show that was finished 15 years ago.
Well, that's also part of the nostalgia factor when people enjoyed shows more back then than they do now. Because, first of all, there's no messaging. There's no political. They make fun of messaging. They still have messages, but they make fun of it, like Seinfeld and Friends, right? Not that there's anything wrong with that, right? Master of My Domain. They make fun of it. Now, they don't have that kind of fun in episodes anymore.
There's no question that television was much better back then. Yes. However, I loved Star Trek The Next Generation. It was my teen years.
Yeah.
But I would not go back and watch it. I can't do it. It has to be something at least fresh.
Have you never watched last year a single episode of Star Trek The Next Generation?
I haven't watched a single episode of Star Trek in 10 years.
See, I probably watched about 30 last year.
What are you doing?
I'm sitting in my room and going, what do I want to watch when I'm getting ready for bed or having supper? And I'm by myself, remember. I don't have a family. So
Every
it's
time
easy
we
for
talk
me.
about TV, you say you haven't watched Breaking Bad.
No.
Have you watched the full series of House?
It doesn't even... Yeah, I have. I've watched House.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, how can you not ever see Breaking Bad, but you're going back and watching Suits?
Well, because
Well, I know you like law.
I like law. I like courtroom dramas.
But would you watch Breaking Bad or Grey's Anatomy?
Well, see, Mark recommended the show Ozark, which is all about the family all of a sudden becoming into drugs and all that. I watched like 3 episodes. I got bored. I didn't want to watch it. People love the show. There are some shows that just don't draw me to it.
I know, but we're talking about, like, streaming has started like 10 years ago, say. And all the people that became television watching age within that time, they don't know about Grey's Anatomy or whatever other things that are on there.
Have you watched Sons of Anarchy?
No.
Well, apparently it's much better than Breaking Bad. It's the one that started Breaking Bad.
What?
Yeah. Sons of Anarchy used to be the #1 show on TV.
Okay, that's fine, but so was Breaking Bad.
And a long-running series.
Yeah.
And you've never watched it.
No, there are a lot of epic things that I haven't seen.
Yeah, including
but
movies.
But I'm not saying that I go back and watch the old stuff before I watch these.
See, yeah, but you have to have an interest to watch them. You don't... I'm going to watch Breaking Bad just because people say it's good.
Yes.
You have to be interested in what they're telling about in the story.
No,
and
I didn't know what Breaking Bad was about. Breaking Bad. Huh? All I knew was it was the father from, what, Malcolm in the Middle or the Wonder Years or something like that.
Malcolm in the Middle, yeah.
Yeah, and so I watched it. And boom, I was hooked. It was that good. And when people tell you, you gotta watch Breaking Bad, you have to watch Breaking Bad.
I don't know, because people told me I have to watch Lost. And after 4 episodes, I stopped.
At the time, I don't know. Like, maybe I enjoyed Lost more because I was sharing it with my wife. Some things are just better watching with a partner.
That's right, and I'm by myself.
Yeah. But Breaking Bad's not one of those.
Well, we'll see. Maybe one day I'll get around to watching Breaking Bad, but guess what? 2024, I guarantee you, I'll watch episodes of Seinfeld, I'll watch episodes of Friends. Guaranteed.
That blows my mind, that list. Blows my mind.
It's a very small mind, little explosion. do 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 do.